Oh, wow.
We do?
Yeah.
On the 13th?
Remember? We're like playing with bands.
Dude, no way. I'm so glad you said that because I had booked one at the Writer's Block on the 13th.
Oh, really?
And they just told me that they accidentally booked it for the 20th.
Oh.
So I'm like I was like bummed that you're not going to be there, but that you just, oh my goodness. I've been like regretting telling you that for a while.
Oh, no, it's cool, man.
Oh my God. Dude, things work out. That's why we're friends.
How did you guys meet each other?
Stand up.
We were.
I met Ben.
There was a casting call. Sitting next to each other.
I met Ben originally in high school with Lawton. I went to like one of her friends' parties. And Ben was there. And I was like, this kid's a character.
Oh, that's cool.
And then met him a few years later doing
stand-up comedy. And then it was like, we're both from political families, so it just kind of made sense. We kind of had the same somewhat of an upbringing.
Except he's on the other side of the scale.
Super liberal. My parents, like my whole
they
life.
have signs out front of their house.
Yeah, that are
like
pretty.
in the window.
We're like pretty popular. We're pretty famous downtown for either people that come by and like spit on our house and people that come by and like, you guys, you guys are woke as hell. Like, but it's mostly because my dad's super pro marijuana and has been for forever, and he got things going on the 2000 and the 2004 legalization trains back in the day. He was like the head of those, and then on this last one, he's kind of burnt out. He's kind of high now. He's kind of too high.
Perma fried.
Yeah, but what's funny is we've been talking about how he's kind of like a Fox, like a super like not even a Fox News guy, like a freaking like just one of those guys that just get sucked into TV all the time. That's all they regurgitate. That's all they regurgitate.
Sick. And it's that white noise in the background.
I heard a great analogy the other day of just like eating junk food, like if you're eating fast food all the time, you're gonna feel like crap after. You're giving your mind junk food of these thoughts that are just BS and like that, and it's just trash, and you're filling your mind with that, so you're gonna feel like crap.
And it is literally so repetitive all day long. It's the same thing. Each show says the same thing.
Nice. This is perfect. See now
we're getting 24-hour news cycle.
This is what it's like on the air. It's just like we'll be talking about this exact kind of stuff. Just
So
rambling. We ramble for 16 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking for a long time.
Yeah.
We
I work 2 talk shows all day.
Oh yeah.
Hours.
I know. So you get it.
We have these cool intros that we record some of our, like that Rick and Morty one. We do all of this stuff ourselves, so it's like Payton's voice and my voice.
Nice.
We're good manipulators of the vocal cords.
Prodigious vocal talents.
Yeah, so you'll hear some intros that are just like hecka funny.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
That's awesome. So you just have that one-time slot to air your show?
11 to noon. We're working on that though.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys all set to get...
Yeah,
let's jump in.
All right. Recording over there. I gotta make sure I record you. You got your box of tissues for all your issues?
Yeah, I might.
What the heck?
That tape. Move that tape.
Get that red tape out of here, man.
Yeah, that's good. Give me a water bottle.
Yeah, there's some right
some.
behind you. I was about to say, like, handing anything. I touched this and it's just like slammed backwards.
You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah.
I am too.
Yeah, I'm loose. Now I'm loosey-goosey.
Is that
Feel great. I will as soon as I hit this button.
Do it. All right.
Done. You got 15 minutes of recording time there.
All right.
That's this whole segment. This is perfect. Oh, no.
Oh. Always thinking ahead. Ahead. Oh.
Barracuda.
Hey. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Best Buds.
Brought to you, as always, by Midnight Sun Manufacturing. License 5B13424. Handcrafted, CO2 extracted.
Yeah, handy with that license number, too. Every time. Yeah.
Quick draw McGraw.
Exactly, man. AMCO friendly here on Best Buds.
We're AMCO friendly. And we're customer friendly. We're viewer friendly. And We're getting friendly today with our special guest of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody welcome to Best Buds, Sarah Palin.
The Barracuda herself.
Hi.
How you doing,
everybody.
Sarah?
How's it going, Sarah? What brings...
Oh, look out for your water
Thank
bottle.
you.
You're covering her face up.
Oh,
no.
Keep it there, keep it there.
thank you so much for coming here today and being part of this show. I can't imagine you agreed to do this.
I couldn't believe it either.
Well, believe you me, had it not been you asking, Payton, no, I probably wouldn't have.
Well, I appreciate it.
Why did she agree to do it
Well,
for you?
Sarah has always been a big supporter of my career.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because-
That's why.
Sarah loves my comedy. No,
She saw you in a cellar.
She is my aunt. She is my mom's sister.
Ooh.
So I've known
I
Sarah
knew this.
forever.
And
my whole
Payton
life.
is my favorite nephew who does stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anything for Payton. I
Yo,
love
he
him.
is a sweet boy.
Oh, I appreciate it.
He is a very sweet boy. You can pinch his cheeks.
Oh, if you guys only knew, really, he's good people. He's
I think our
Well, you're
viewers
good
already
people.
know that. We have over 550 likes that prove that he's a likable guy.
Yeah. Well, no, thank you. Thank you for coming on the show. I'm really excited that you're here. Sarah, I held signs for you when you ran for mayor of Wasilla. You know, it's been a long journey. It is crazy that we are both at a radio studio today recording a show together.
Yeah,
But I'm really excited about it, and we're all excited to have you.
big time.
So
I just want to crack it right open. Crack that cashew right open. Have you ever smoked weed?
Oh man, see I should have called you first, Payton, and said, but look at speaking of being the mayor, when I was the mayor of Wasilla, I was asked that question on the record because it was some pro-marijuana group had come in, and I wasn't going to lie, and I said, well, I grew up in the valley, and you couldn't inhale driving down the road without, but no, that, and then it was legal when I grew up.
Yeah,
true.
And I did inhale because I thought that was the point.
Yeah, there we go.
So I tried it when I was of legal age. But, I will preface everything with, I know this is, this is your thing.
This is
not
our
your
thing.
only thing, but it is your thing. It just never has really been my thing. It's not been my political issue. It hasn't been a personal issue. I just, I just am one to think that, personally, I'd rather deal with somebody who has a little buzz on than somebody who's drunk. And, if you have to weigh the two and make choices in substance use,
I think a lot of cops would agree on that one too. Like especially dealing with somebody, like I think they'd rather pull over a guy who's going like 20 and a 50 than a guy who just like wrecked into a tree.
Is
like,
it easier to subdue a man who's like passed out with Cheeto dust all over him, or someone who's just swinging randomly in a bar? You know what I mean?
Sir, you got to wake up. You're not allowed to sleep at this Denny's. You know what I'm saying? Actually, that could happen, but either way, that's drunk people too.
Do you think to bring up cannabis legalization as being primarily like Democratic issue, like Democrats support mainly, and Republicans feel pressure to not?
Well, I think just out of the chute, when you're hearing about the issue, I think visualizing it, you would look at, I don't know, in your mind, you'd look at hippies that happen to be Democrats. You'd think that, the issue would be strongly coming from them. But Republicans and libertarians, I have a huge libertarian streak within me. It is an issue, though, if a Republican really thinks about it, of freedom.
Personal rights.
Of smaller, smarter government getting out of our business. That is something that is a plank in the Republican platform.
Yeah, and you said it right off the bat. Wasilla was basically founded a lot of these people out here just because they drove out, wanted some farm space to be away from people.
And people don't realize
primarily Republican area, a lot of weed.
People don't realize that it was legal here.
Yeah.
As of 1974, the Marijuana Tax Act.
Yeah.
And that made it legal and taxable.
That's like
it was grown a lot in the valley.
Yeah. I think, Payton, maybe that is one of the reasons why it's never been my issue, because I grew up with it being legal, being around.
Yeah.
It wasn't a forbidden fruit that would be tempting. Once you were
No.
Yeah.
It's funny.
That's a really good point.
It's funny that a lot of people out here speak with a southern drawl, but do not have that southern fear of marijuana.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's so true. It's a non-issue. It's always been, and if you're brought up around it and it becomes a normal thing, I think, you know, that's one of the reasons that people have such a hard time with alcohol when they get into college, is because you can, you know, fight for your country and not drink.
Yeah.
You know, you can make pornography and you cannot drink.
Yeah.
One of those should come before the other, at the very least.
I don't know what happened for me first. The first
Your
pornography
first
I
shoot?
acted in. Yeah, or, I can't remember
man.
my first beer.
No. Well, listen, I have a sort of a serious question for you, Sarah. What do you think about the way you were treated in the media as a woman, even by like liberal feminists and everything? How they totally just came down on you as soon as you made that first speech that really swung the polls in you and McCain's favor after that. Then all of a sudden there was a giant come down from the left side, everybody in the media, and then compared to the way they treated like Hillary, say in the next election as a woman, where I literally remember seeing people like feminists on the left side telling you to stay in the kitchen. How can you excuse that behavior? What makes the difference? Why is that?
Right, and some famous feminists saying that I should stay home with kids. I had kids, so I couldn't do the job type thing. You know, I want to believe that society, that liberal women included in society, that they are not so Neanderthal as to have hated on me because of my gender, but it's more understandable that they hated on me because of my positions in politics, and that is smaller, smarter government, get out of our lives, and which you would think that they would have loved too, but I just think
insane
not
how...
so much it was being a woman, but as being a conservative who was successful.
Yeah, well, I feel like you wear, in America, you wear the other color, and all of a sudden people just see, you know, fire in their eyes. It doesn't matter. Like, if I'm a Raiders fan and you're a freaking Chargers fan or something, and it's just like, I hate you no matter what, you know, for no reason. It's like across the board. I think we just need to come together. And that's one thing that I really like about marijuana is, like we were saying, it seems like both sides can agree that, you know, the tax revenue gained from it, just the fact the fact that you can't get in trouble for it anymore. It gunks up our what do you call it, prison system. It's just there's so many drug related offenses, and it's just like, come on, man, we're paying for that.
Well, you know, when you talk about that division in the country too, I think it was, as of late, so exacerbated with the Trump movement that came in. I think it's at this point, unfortunately, more divided than ever, certainly than I remember in my lifetime.
Yeah, I don't recall. I mean, obviously, you would have a better idea of this, but I've never seen a country so divided.
I know it's
like
about
this.
as divided exactly perfectly as like when you split an eighth with a friend back in high school.
To the point where there is no,
that is 1.75 exactly.
There's no like moderate candidate anymore. You have to appeal to the extremes of your party to have a hope of getting elected now, it seems. You're not meeting in the middle. You're going as far out and trying to anger the other side as much as you can.
Which politicians don't get. They don't get that the average American is busy doing their thing, running their business, raising their... They're not obsessed with partisan politics, with the power plays and the positions of who's who in the party. They don't care.
You know what a big thing that just kind of seemed to get swept under the rug? We talked about it I think last week about how the feds can no longer come into your state, your legal state, and crack down on you. Now that's an issue that I feel like everybody who smokes weed can be like, booyah. You know what I'm saying? Super. That's a states' rights issue. That's a personal rights issue. And that's a no fear of like some agency coming in and busting you at any point. That's anybody I know who's grown weed was afraid that one day FBI was just going to crack through that door and raid them. Not the state, not the cops. Like cops might have even known what they were doing and just said, you know, dude, I can't, but I don't got that manpower. But the feds definitely do, and that's always was a fear, no longer a fear.
You know, I think that was a legitimate fear of people when it was a possibility, especially now when we see there's this revelation of so much corruption in the federal government and in law enforcement levels of the federal government. So all the more reason to
Too true.
Get it out of the feds' hands.
It's the United States of America.
Yeah. Whoa.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Remember when you used to be able to rob a bank in Texas and cross the border to Oklahoma and you're home free? I miss those days and you just see the sheriff stomping on his hat.
Gosh. Yeah, right at the state line,
Listen,
man.
that's what we need again.
Dang, man.
Wow.
Oh, I remember when phones, you had to spin them all the way around every time.
It's called a rotary phone. Remember that? Yeah. No, Peyton, don't you remember when you personally used to go? You could go into a gas station with $2 and come out with a Slim Jim and a pop and a popsicle. And now you told me the other day, there's cameras everywhere. Now you can't do that.
Oh, boom! That's a bombshell. From Sarah herself. Yeah, right?
That's all.
Sticky fingers, Peyton.
Seriously though, if you used to be like your grandpa gave you a $5 bill and you went to a grocery store, you came back with like a jar of Jawbreakers and like sour heads and all these things and like 3 sodas.
What do you blaming inflation on now for, bud? That just happens. I feel like that just happens.
But in that, you know what I think is quaint? It's cool that, when your grandpa gave you the $5 and you were so happy you were on top of the world. Well, when your grandpa gives you $5 even today, the nice thing is they still think that you should be happy on top of the world.
Yeah.
They haven't adjusted for inflation.
You know what's really nice though is that nowadays, especially state to state with how much everybody's growing, $5 could not get you more weed nowadays. It's like back in the day, there's no way you could go over to your dealer's house with $5 and be like, hey man, what can I get? And he wouldn't just get angry. Now you go in with $5, they're like, what can I sell you, man? Let's see. Let me take that $5 from you.
Be like, no, do you have any idea how long I had to work to earn $5?
Yeah.
Like, now, legally, a third of an hour. About 15 minutes of work, I'd say.
Yeah, right. Before taxes. I got a question. What do you think about all these crazy weed names? Do you ever hear any of these weed names?
The only one I'm familiar with is the one, having grown up with the name, was Matanuska Thunder. Beep.
Yeah.
That's
legend. That's a legendary strain, actually.
I don't know the other names.
So
to tell you the truth.
it was allegedly wiped out in the wildfires, and then they found some seeds.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
The original NTF is supposed to be that was wiped out in the wildfires.
I heard that it was a federal raid on one dude's house that supposedly grew the cut of it, and feds came in, raided his whole house, took him off to jail, and then
I don't think that could be possible. I think there was too much.
Well, there were the sweeping wildfires in Houston where you still see when you're driving through how there's nothing there.
Do you guys know that this is the most controversial thing in Alaska weed?
Yeah.
It's like everybody and their mom says like, you know what, nobody has the actual cut. Everybody says they do, but I know a guy who grows the actual thing. The seeds were given to him by an old man, a traveler of sorts along the road,
Literally heard stories of it was a nudist colony, and they would ride horses naked, and you could go up and they would just hand you things. And then they lost it.
That was how I came across the seeds for MTF.
Well, what
the
are
real
other names?
MTF.
What are some other names?
We actually have a bunch of other names coming up after the break, but it's like what are we, a chocolope lately?
Chocolope's a good one.
Blue, what was that? That Wave Rider Blaster from. They have one now called Meth. They have an LSD.
LSD we sell.
They have
Chem Dog.
Now it's fun. Maui Star Dog even.
They sound like energy drinks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's true. They sound like energy drinks or versions of opium. You know what I mean?
Yeah, either or.
Like you can get your own Wu-Tang rap name.
Yeah.
You can get a strain generator.
Every time.
That makes a lot of sense, actually, for sure.
I don't know where.
Just type in it. Like all you need is like a location and then a color. You know what I mean? Like, this is blue Hawaii. Oh, that's green Montana.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly a lot of the time how they name it, based on a color, the location you're at, and a flavor it smells like.
Oh, that's Red Iraq. You do not want to guess. That'll get you.
Yeah, do not. Hey, man, this one's a light, easy New Mexico lemon kush.
This one's a blonde.
Exactly.
You can taste the barley.
This is the Scottish ginger.
I actually tried one recently called Fire Crotch because of all of the red hairs on it.
Did
And I
you
was like, really?
Wow. Well, let's discuss that more with Sarah.
Oh, no. Oh,
Oh,
no.
man. Well, guys, we have a quick commercial break coming up right now. But next up on the show, we're going to be talking about our strains of the week.
Yeah, that's so if you'd like to hear some really crazy strain names, like
Yeah, we got a few good ones.
We actually got some really good
We got
crazy
you
strain
doing.
names.
So don't buy pot until you hear this next segment, and then we're going to be getting back with Sarah and hearing some more. So stay tuned, everybody. This is 1080 AM, 95.1 FM,
KOAN.
Thank you. So
Do
much.
listeners submit names for
Sometimes people call
Those are
in.
really clever.
Huh?
They're really clever names that you're talking about.
Oh, those
for
ones-
you callers.
So usually
That was just
usually
straight up.
how things are done, I think it ended automatically.
So we've got like the next ones, like we're doing strains of the week, and we do different types and stuff. So we have Rocco Pocky is one, Honey Banana, Mary
Yeah, it
Prankster,
did exactly the 15.
and then we have Frosted Cookies at Midnight is the name of
Wow.
our strain. Yeah.
That's a really
So there's
pretty
this site called Leafly I used to actually work for, and what they do is they break it down into a
Chris, you mind if I use that bathroom?
periodic table of weed. So it's like
Oh,
it
really?
looks like
Wow.
so you
I was
can
hoping
always
you'd direct
find
me.
where things come from. So OG Kush, a very famous
I don't know. I found
bud. You go down, you find out it comes from Hindu Kush back in the day, and this is actually a landrace strain that came from India. So then you know that it's like this. It's one away from a landrace
I
strain. So it's very basic. Then there's ones that come in that are. These are like a lot of the base strains, AK-47, Northern Lights, that's Dutch, Durban Poison, that's South African.
Wow.
And so all these types of weed came from all over the world, and my dad, along with a bunch of people, just like sailed boats and went to places and got seeds and started crossbreeding things until
Wow.
a lot of weed took about 15 to 17 weeks on like a true sativa to actually fully flower and be ready. That's like a quarter of your year gone.
You mean from a seed to when you use
Yeah,
it?
and so until when you chop it down, then you have to
Oh,
cure it. So it's
okay.
even maybe another month after that to where like a couple weeks
Wow.
to where you can smoke it.
How do you know that it's all legitimate? Can somebody just say that?
That's exactly it. So now there's like the cool thing is that this is exactly what we'll talk about with after here.
You could ask us that too.
Yeah,
You could,
so-
Google it.
But a big one is that it's just going to there's no real research medically at all. There's no like you can't say that things have medical benefits.
You can only say, in my experience,
Yeah.
I had a headache and this happened. And now I
Oh.
did.
Yeah, so you can't actually talk about like medical benefits that something has because there's no doctor in America or in the world even. Maybe there are in the world, but no doctor in America that has been on the federal record of like this does that. The FDA has to approve,
Right.
something like that. So,
That
there's
being
nothing
said, doctors can prescribe you medicinal marijuana
Yeah,
for certain ailments.
Yeah.
crazy.
Right.
And so, how did I get on this subject? Oh, just like crazy names. And how can you tell that it's exactly it? Now there's private companies that are doing things like genetics testing.
Oh, yeah.
So they go to these locations, find an actual plant of Durban poison that takes 18 weeks to freaking flower. And
See, I think an audience would want to hear this.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
I
We'll talk
wouldn't
about
It's
know.
interesting. People might
It
not
is.
know.
But they
You're
have
killing
to-
it though, Sarah. That was a good joke.
Yeah.
The 5-finger
Did you know
discount.
whoa, you just
Did you know I used to work for the Frontiersmen?
Yeah, yeah.
When Track and Bristol were like tiny.
It wasn't
No
this like
way.
your first. Or was it KTU?
KTU is my first
Okay.
sports job, but then I wrote sports for Frontiersmen.
We should,
No
we
way.
should bring that up.
Yeah,
We should
yeah.
talk about that.
old,
Yep.
and then you.
Sports, huh?
Yeah.
We've come full circle.
When we'd like cut and paste, the page and
Oh, back
tape
when-
it
back
and make
when
a
people
copy of
so
it.
Bitch that these overpaid athletes and they were only getting like $2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I
right.
yeah. Michael Jordan, 2.5 million a year.
Yeah.
How do they do it?
Yeah.
Kevin
Really.
Durant, did you have-
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
you-
actually,
in
whoa,
Berlin?
you're so right. The love of the game is just a totally different love now. Now it's like it can
No
be
loyalty in the game anymore.
Yo. Well, it's because before it was like, okay, this place is going to pay me $2 million, this place is going to be 2.5. Like, what's half a million
Oh, yeah.
when I got endorsement deals and
it
stuff?
used to be the Celtics were the Celtics, and Larry Bird played for Boston. He wasn't going to go play for
Right.
New York.
Right.
Yeah, because But but now they can be like, hey, how's an extra 15 million on top of that? Then you're like, wow, that's life changing.
I feel like Shaq was one of the first real big
That's called the free
journeymen.
market, man.
I get you. Oh, I know, man. I get you. We're just reminiscing.
So
I
I was
mean,
gonna
I
ask
miss
you,
those days too.
what if you have like a
That's
favorite
when they used to
moment
give
of
them a
being
hand
governor? A favorite moment.
No, not this one.
Okay.
Ooh.
A highlight. What went through your mind, or like go through like when you got nominated, like how that happened, like the call you got. Would you be interested in either of
Because I
those?
got
That's
the
perfect,
call
'cause
when I
that'll
was
go-
at the Alaska State Fair walking around.
We can do that. Let's talk about that.
That'll be perfect,
11.
right on point with the baller PFD move.
Yeah, we want to talk about you hooking it up with the PFT and how that happened. It was
And
what
then
was it
how
called?
now
Like a
everybody's
service?
trying to relive old moments
It
with
was like
Dunleavy.
a service something.
Yeah.
It's because we had such a surplus.
Yeah, we had a
It's
surplus,
like,
and
you
now
money,
there's this
back.
guy that's
Yeah.
trying to because people are all about. I feel like Dunleavy was trying to J.J. Abrams your moment,
Oh.
and he's trying to
Yeah.
bring that back. Hey, you guys remember $3,000 PFDs? Remember that?
Well, how about the fact that the PSCs for the last 3 years was supposed to be like 23 to 2,700, and they got legislated down to 11 to 1,200. Why is that? How can
Right.
they do that?
They're
Yeah.
dipping
Just
into
for
the
oil
fund
companies.
like they weren't supposed to. Exactly.
Well,
and
I'd
it's
like
the
to understand why.
Republicans. That's why I'm mad at Republicans, because they are the ones leading the
Well,
charge
okay,
on
so
that.
how about for 11 we talk about
We got that
PF
recorded.
Yeah, how about for
We
11?
got that
For
recorded.
11 we'll talk about PFT and being nominated.
That's for you, Ma.
Cool.
The Republicans?
Yeah, over here.
What?
They're the ones that took the dividend?
Yeah.
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 I know.
Yeah,
I
I
was
guess
telling,
so.
I was telling Ben about the Randy Riedrich saga a little bit
Yeah.
yesterday,
Yeah.
and how he was in the
Yeah.
pockets. What was he doing?
Well, he was an oil and gas commissioner. He was on the commission, and yet he was being paid whatever his severance was or whatever from the oil company that he worked for years and years. And it's just
That's
such
what they
conflicts
do.
of interest.
This is what they do, like lobbyists and everything.
It's-
They'll work for an oil company, and then they'll get paid by them to go work for.
Right. It's why, like, a school teacher will be elected to Congress and come out of Congress as a multi-millionaire.
That's what I mean. It's the other way, where
Yeah.
where people will work in Senate and then they'll leave that job and go work.
Oh yeah, they're
for,
doing that right.
Like who's
It's
like
always
like,
ConocoPhillips. That's
yeah,
usually what it is in
Conoco,
Alaska.
yeah, absolutely Conoco here.
We
But like
hired
Lockheed
them,
Martin
and it's just
and
a
stuff
job.
like that.
It's a job on their resume.
Right,
For the oil
right.
companies.
Mm-hmm. No, for
I
real.
love it.
Yeah. Now I
Look
can
what kind of
manage.
influence I
It's
can have.
so
They get
strange
more
though
money for
that
you.
it's an
Mhm.
accepted conflict of interest, evidently, because people still elect the person. They have
There's a
Well, how
they have
about
the ability
There's a couple
not to
of
elect them.
candidates. We're actually
You
going to
know
go
what's
through
crazy?
and talk about
Yeah,
the
well, I wanna
candidates,
talk
like
about-
their positions
Okay.
on weed. But
Yeah.
I was watching the debate, and there was one dude, man, who his entire message, all he wanted to say was, all I want to do is get money out of politics. He's like, he wants to overturn Citizens United
Who,
or whatever.
Bernie?
No, it wasn't even Bernie. There's one guy who he's like, I just want money out of politics, and that's like,
Well,
because he's
good
like,
luck.
if in
Yeah.
4 years, like as president, that's like the
That's
one thing he
really sad.
does, which would be hard.
You hear nothing
Sure.
but false promises at those things.
I know.
Unless Sarah's on there.
You do.
And-
It's false
but for
promises.
real.
That's why people cannot put
What?
their faith and
In
trust
debates.
in a politician.
Yeah,
That
but I think
politician is
You
valid.
got-
I think
like,
it's
really-
funny that's what politicians right now
I
they're all
watched-
kind of
That's
shoveling
funny
you a
is
dream.
watching, you know, the
Right
Yeah.
now, it's like, dude, in
And
4
free
years,
everything.
everybody
Free
else. You see how
everything.
Kamala
Yeah,
Harris
no,
just
it's
handed
Yeah.
Joe Biden his ass. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
It's all because Biden is the big one. Of course,
Yeah.
Fox News is saying Biden got his in because they got to start putting chinks in the armor now.
Yeah, and they know Kamala Harris isn't going to win.
Oh hell no! Those are the also
And the
rants.
media,
Yeah.
be notorious for though building someone up
Oh yeah,
just
yeah.
so they can.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and Joe Biden like feigning emotion whenever he's talking about women's rights and stuff. Like, you think he really is up, like concerned and kept up at night?
He's so old school
Yeah.
like that. No, he's not.
No.
He's
No.
not concerned.
Kamala Harris called him out for working with the racists too, the segregationists back in the day.
And he probably denied it or
He
something.
denied it
of course.
first.
Or you could just go like, well,
He's
it was
like,
the
that is
60s.
completely
Everybody
incorrect.
was.
Yeah,
It
complete.
was
Yeah.
the goddamn 60s.
that is completely incorrect. Oh well,
You don't think you're a little-
funny you say it. We have a picture of you in blackface. Joe
Talk
Biden.
about- yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
how'd you
You know,
find that
they should
one?
just play the highlight reel of him touching little girls inappropriately in videos with him on the debate stage.
Yeah,
And
well,
then,
that would be
explain you kissing this 8-year-old's ear.
Oh,
I
I'll show you one.
It's so creepy.
have them saved. This is my favorite videos to watch.
Yeah, late at night. So it's like, it's one of those things where, is he creepy or is he just like one of those
So check this out.
sociopaths who doesn't know how he comes off?
Yeah, look
to
how
other people?
fun weed's gotten though. Spin to win Wednesdays. You go and take a spin in the wheel of weed. Maybe a pre-roll for a penny.
And that's in Anchorage?
Wheel of Fortune.
Anchorage, yeah, bad grammar. Well, no, it's grammar here.
That's
bad
out
grammar
here.
Right by...
Bad grammar. Right by where I live.
Everett's.
Across
Right by
from Mom's
Everett's.
old, like by Everett's. Yeah, across from
Oh
Everett's.
my
You guys ready
goodness.
to-
Bad grammar. I like that name too.
Hella
Got
fun,
another
yeah.
one here? Ready?
Yeah, we're good.
People?
All right, we're going to go in strain of the week, so you don't have to say anything, but you can. If you'd like to say, like, that's crazy, or...
Maybe we just, instead of saying... do we have license numbers for any of these people?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Why?
Write them down as I go.
Yeah, I got you.
You have to?
Rainforest Farms. Yeah, we got it. So you know how like I gotta say 5B13424.
What is it? Look up...
Rainforest Farms.
License... What is it called? Marijuana license.
By Rainforest Farms. Aurora Blaze and Babylon.
Marijuana has intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming and addictive. Marijuana impairs concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under its influence. There are health risks associated with the consumption of marijuana. For use only by adults 21 and older. Keep out of reach of children. Marijuana should not be used by women who are pregnant or breastfeeding.
Rainforest 10026. Hey,
everybody, welcome to the
welcome
Best Buds.
back. Hey
Thank you
guys,
so much for tuning in.
how you guys doing this evening?
We hope you're having a great
Morning
slash noon.
Boy, that's what
We
weed
are
does to
doing
you.
Fantastic. We're super excited to be here with Sarah in the building. We hope you guys are enjoying the episode so far. Right now, it's time to do one of our classic segments that we bring to you weekly. We call it
Strain of the week.
Boom.
Boom, dude, explosions. That's how we like to
An
do it.
explosive installment of Strain of the Week today. First, we've got...
We got some crazy names. We basically wanted to kind of impress Sarah with some crazy weed names out there.
So we got number one for pre-roll.
Pre-roll, the Rocco Pocky. Rocco Pocky from Rainforest Farms, license number 10026. They're down in Ketchikan.
That's right, southeast. Bringing
Yeah,
the heat.
and they grow all organically in soil, which is really awesome.
They
That's
get a
kind of
lot
what
of
we're
good
looking
rain.
for.
A lot of good rain down there.
Rain, yeah, seriously, man. I wonder if they use, that's something we could ask them, if they use like collected rain. I know it's illegal, but you need a you need a permit to collect like rainwater. I don't know if it's that hard to get one in the southeast.
I don't know. It's a rainforest.
They're
though.
grabbing
It's-
sativas as mighty as the sickest spruce.
Yeah. Oh my God. I like the southeast. I'm gonna give that 5 canoes filled with way too much water.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's
I'm
mine.
going to give it 5 canoes filled with way too much bud.
Ah,
That pre-roll was
yeah.
a canoe. And
It was.
Rocco Pocky.
Well, usually you don't want to pre-roll a canoe, but we let it happen.
It was a canoe full of it.
Yeah. Our bud of the week, Honey Banana by Aurora Blaze, license number 12328.
That's all the terps you're looking for.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have tried Honey Banana. There's a couple people doing it out there. Bob's Morning Bear. I can't think of anybody else. Well, Bob's Morning Bear was kind of the first one that I tried, but then Aurora Blaze came in, and theirs tastes a lot more strawberry, which is kind of nice. So it's a mix of strawberry banana, honey boo boo. Yeah, honey boo boo. It tastes like Skitties and Mountain
Your
Dew.
favorite drinks are skitty and butter.
Anyway, I'm gonna give this 2 yeehaws and a dang, that tastes like a smoothie.
I'm going to give me a pig heart for this one.
I'm gonna do some skitty wrestling.
I wanted the bud tender to be like, you want this one? You want this in here? Yeah, I want that one. That bud looked at me funny. All right.
Concentrate. So I got a chance. So Babylon, license number 10322.
That is a South Park reference if people don't understand what
Yeah.
we're referencing there.
If you
So
don't-
I don't want to take credit for how funny that was.
Yeah, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, license number
South Park,
69420.
CC so concentrate, we got,
Merry Pranksters.
what a cool name.
By Babylon. Now Babylon has this new processing. Yeah, I did. I said the license number already. 10322. And then we what's cool is that they have these brand new set of prototype concentrates that they gave us to try out. He went down to California, got some brand new knowledge of how to make some concentrates. Hecka dank. Tasted great. Merry Pranksters. It tasted like it was like a cherry, delicious. It was awesome. It tasted like tropical fruit, which is funny. Merry Pranksters.
Merry Pranksters.
Merry Pranksters to you, and Merry Pranksters to you, Sarah.
And a Merry Prankster to everybody. Coming up after the break, we're getting back with Sarah, and we're going to dive right back into it. People, stay tuned. You don't want to miss this on 1080 AM, 95.1 FM,
KOAN.
All right.
Merry Festivus.
Yeah,
For the rest
Festivus.
of us.
For the rest of us.
Nice. So you got the list of candidates that are for and against. Man, we're
I
still
got it.
recording. That's what I'm talking about. I like how it's like she's positioned herself. People don't actually
Just
know if
behind
it's
the
Sarah
camera.
Palin or somebody really good at doing a voice.
Is that Pink's the hot dog place?
It is in LA, yeah.
There's a
Where
restaurant
did you get that?
called Pink's.
I went there with who did I go there with?
Is that like Vin
Somebody.
Diesel
Supposed to
owns
be
that?
Pink.
Hey, we're racing for Pink's.
Oh, racist for Pink's, and you pulled out 4 hot dogs.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, Pink's is like a really famous hot dog place.
And there's
in
like
LA.
a line wrapped around the block all the time.
That-
I almost
and I
had
think
you.
of,
You never even.
Roscoe's Chicken and
Yes,
Waffles. I wanna
right.
try.
You never even had your bun.
Yeah. Pink's.
Roscoe's Chicken
There's
and
a
Waffles.
New York. I miss a hot dog. There's a Criff Dogs place, and they have this pink sauce that they put on it, and they put like pineapple. It's freaking amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds weird. It's
So,
really good.
so in Hawaii, there was this guy who gets these like specially made Hawaiian rolls, like hot dog bun size, and he has this like freaking they're irons.
Hawaiian roll hot dog buns.
Yeah, but he
That's
has these
awesome.
irons,
Awesome.
these
Sweet.
burning hot irons, and he actually pokes a hole through the bun with the iron, so he doesn't slice it open, and then he
Yeah.
slides the freaking
Good
hot dog
idea.
in,
I used to eat
and then you
almost
dip it in relish. It's-
exclusively moose hot dogs.
Yeah.
It would
We
be
still
weird
do.
to eat
I
pig,
do.
like pork hot dogs.
Why don't we do something more creative with those moose hot dogs though? And
we can put weed in them.
Oh
Oh my god, dude, that's
That's
it.
an edible.
That
Why
is
would we do
it.
Yeah, like like what? Like a moose.
I don't know,
Steak?
but you know those toppings and everything that that like Pink's does, just to
Yeah.
liven them up.
Let's do that.
Instead of the one slice of cheddar cheese in the middle, baked on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah,
That's what we
sliced
do.
it open.
Yeah.
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 No.
Wait.
We
Man.
roasted moose hot dogs last night.
I just started finding the magic of cheddar and hot dogs.
That's what we were
Oh,
just
yeah.
referencing. Yeah, with
We'll
a moose. That's how
yeah.
we used to eat them.
Yeah.
Just
Dang.
put a
Did
slice
you
of
not-
cheese.
Did you not make them with the cheddar in the hot dog? That's what I'm talking about,
No.
like a cheddar wurst.
no,
Have you
but
guys
I've
seen
seen
those?
that. Yeah.
When we
I
have
like
them, yeah, the hot dogs made.
We're
from
like eating
something.
it. It's like.
So
just
you
like
don't.
chewy
You should have
cheese.
come over last night. We finally used the grill. Kid Rock made it, or he sent it to
What?
us, and it's called the Badass American Grill, and it's the simplest thing. And it's just
I want to
charcoal
rock.
and yeah. So that's the first time that we used that one.
Wow.
And it was just
Is it nicer
Willow
than
Piper me.
the toilet that he gave you?
No, that toilet is that. Yeah,
Is it a creme de la crap?
I guess so. It's electronic everything.
Yeah.
I've never pressed the buttons yet. It's
Really?
too much
Yeah.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like everywhere in like Japan now.
I
they
can't
have
wait.
Those
Yes.
button
I actually.
panels.
So one of my favorite comedians, Carmen Morales, down in LA, works for a
Yeah.
company that she used to was on her Facebook was always like and her podcast was always like trying to sell people these.
I remember the
Toilets.
Morales had that gold toilet
Oh,
in
that's
their
right.
house growing up, and
Yeah.
I was like, that's baller.
Yeah.
If I could get a gold toilet
Ooh.
at some point in my life,
We're starting with Uke Russ, right? So
Right.
Ukulele Russ wrote us a song.
yeah. That's
Bet
crazy
Rico
ukulele.
Rossi did our logo, which was cool.
Wow.
I got a card.
We got the guy with like he's got like $1 million deals all over the place. His
He did a song with Too Short.
And
Yeah.
because he just liked you guys?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, this is so cute.
I know, he did
Aw.
that, and then
That's so
dude,
cute.
Rico just posted his song is still like number 30 on Germany's top charts right now. He's like a rapper.
Can I have this one?
Oh,
Your
yeah,
card? Thank
heck
you. I
yeah.
love it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's for you. You take that home with you.
Marijuana impairs concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under its influence. There are health risks associated with the consumption of marijuana. Used only by adults 21 and older. Do not arrange your children. Marijuana should not be used by women or pregnant or breastfeeding.
Somebody says your new political smoke weed with us. We'll be your. That's your
Oh,
new
it's so
political
cute.
slogan. Be best buds.
We're my best buds.
Best buds! Oh man, we could all be best buds. So we just read that. Somebody wrote on the comments. I asked some people if they had some questions for you online.
Yeah.
And the first thing I looked at is that your new political slogan should just be best buds.
Well, you know what? If I ever slip that into a speech or something, that will be just like my
It'll be our
language, you guys.
It'll be like our QAnon.
Yeah.
It'll be like our QAnonymous. You
I
know
love
what
you,
I'm saying?
America. Can't we be
you're
best
just gonna-
buds?
Yeah, can't we be
Best buds, and it's like, and then we'll be like, we knew it.
Yeah, you're Rodney King. Can't we all?
Yeah,
be best
and then
buds?
somebody in the crowd then Manchurian candidates.
Yeah.
It's just like we planted it years in advance.
Well, we're back here with Sarah Palin, brought to you as always by Midnight Sun Manufacturing, 5B13424.
All the way out here in Willow, man.
That's
All
right.
Willow, Alaska.
Handcrafted, CO2 extracted. We are recording from the Frontiersman building, where, as a matter of fact, Sarah used to write for the
No
Frontiersman.
kidding.
I did. I put my journalism degree to work back then. Yep.
Covering like
Sports.
prep schools.
Sports. Yeah.
Sports?
Well, the big D1 college teams to cover were few and far between around here. And
Yeah.
pro teams, no. So
Yeah.
So,
Well, awesome. We've
high
come
school.
full
People,
circle.
I think what's really cool about Wasilla out here is like, or even on the way here, Chugiak is the only school I've ever seen that is like anything I've ever seen on a high school movie. You know what I'm saying? With the
Oh,
stadium,
yeah.
with all that. And then I just went down to Austin, Texas, or
Oh,
Houston,
yeah.
Texas. What?
Austin,
their
totally.
elementary schools
Totally.
have that.
It's
I think,
yeah.
I think
ridiculous.
Palmer might be as close to like a real like stadium
real one.
or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or down on the peninsula, I noticed like where is it called? They got the Soldotna,
Yeah.
so high,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's a
Stars.
big school
Soldotna
there too.
Stars.
Right.
Or like there's one the Cardinals
Palmer's nice.
somewhere, Kenai maybe
That's-
or something.
Yeah, Kenai.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I went to a football game in Texas one time too, and it was a different game where they had one of the giant inflatables that kids ran through with fireworks. They had like 20 coaches on
I'm
the
like,
And these are
sideline.
little kids.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
how the heck,
A
man?
packed stadium.
Yes.
One time I got to play at the Sullivan Arena when I was playing hockey, and that was like the end all of my entire hockey career. So,
But we're back here with Sarah Palin, folks. I wanted to ask you what happened when you got the nomination from John McCain. How did you come to find out? Where you got a call? Where were you?
Well, ironically, speaking of Matanuska soil, I was at the Alaska State Fair and I had just presented the Alaska's Farming Family Award, the best farmer in the state that
of
year.
course,
I
the
just
most
saw-
coveted award in the
Right.
valley.
Saw that
Right.
and like that's
That's the one,
beat.
yeah.
No
We're
way.
best buds
Yeah.
right now, Sarah. But no, I got a call
Ooh.
as I was walking through the fairgrounds, and Senator McCain said, "Hey, are you interested in flying out to Arizona and interested in running for Vice President of the United States?" And I said, "Sure, nothing else going on. Yeah, I'll do that." And didn't know that I had been being vetted.
Right.
I don't know how much vetting they actually did on
Yeah.
anybody that campaign. It was run by a couple of buffoons, and
Yeah.
I'll
Who
say
were
that on
running
the
that?
record.
That's on the
Huge
record.
vertical walls,
Buffoonery.
Bunch of MSNBC people now. Buffoons, yeah. And
Weird.
yeah. So, but you know what? For some reason, it was not surreal. It wasn't shocking. It was just like, yeah, okay, I'll fly down there tonight. And we snuck out. Chris Perry, my friend Chris and I, they didn't let me tell anybody. They didn't let me tell my kids, Todd, anybody. So eventually Todd knew, of course.
I don't know if you,
No.
before you came to the studio, there was a slew of calls and stuff to Payton's
Oh,
phone.
yeah.
So it's like, we know how your family likes to freak out too. So not being able to tell them what's going on.
Let's not. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. And so I assume you went into it the way I hear Conan went to his Tonight Show audition,
Yeah.
whereas he thought, okay, they're bringing me in, it's going to be fun, like to get this chance to be seen by people and on this level. Like they're not really thinking of picking me. I don't know what this is. I don't know if like how you felt, but like but I'm happy that I get to be here and to try this, and so I'll just give it my best while I'm down here.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, I've always been one of a lot of faith that every step that you take in life, there is a reason, things come together.
I like
and,
that.
I just thought, okay, I can see some steps in my life going, and maybe that would lead to this, and this is part of the steps. So again, was it shocking? I didn't.
Right. And
wasn't
no
freaked out.
accidents, right? In the universe, it seems that way.
That's
Yeah.
what I believe.
Somehow,
no
when like good
accidents.
things happen, you think, how did God
Yeah,
plan
yeah.
Ooh.
How did-
and
we-
all these
we
events
actually
in
have
different areas?
Another
hear
fun
ya.
question. Did you ever high five John McCain?
Oh,
Does he give high fives?
well, no, because his arms are injured from.
Is that for real?
Being a POW.
Did you
Yes.
really just ask
Somebody
that?
just tried to trip me up, but you can't
Yeah.
trip up
That
Sarah
is
Palin
a troll
because
question.
Is that
I
for
have
real?
been
I had no idea.
I've been so tripped up over the years that I've learned all my lessons, so nothing's going to trip me up. That's why
Dang.
I'm doing your show, Peyton.
Oh my God.
I just got trolled.
Let me know
That's
what.
good.
Let me know what you're asking.
And with
here
these
before you
questions,
do.
I'm just throwing
No,
out.
it's
a
good.
war hero,
you
son.
know what, though?
I know he's.
Bring it on, those kind of troll questions, because,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
no.
Dang, dude! I had no idea.
Yeah, that's insensitive to say the least.
I'm more.
He's
Rest
passed,
his
by
soul.
the way.
I know. Oh yeah,
R.I.P.
for sure.
Good
Yeah.
Lord.
I know he's a war
guy.
hero. I'm more interested in strain names and stuff.
Yeah.
We were talking about that before the break. The strain, breaking down strain names, and Sarah was wondering how you keep everything like
Legit.
Yeah.
How do people know what they're getting?
Yeah, and
Yeah, how
a
do
big
you
one.
know?
Private companies right now are doing all their testing. They're
yeah.
they're coming out with actual tests for like more extensive. Once you put the power of the money in the private sector, oh, they're gonna run with it. That's $1 billion industry.
So it's like a paternity test on a leaf.
Oh,
So
you're
who is
exactly
that
right.
So
parent?
we go to a place called Can
Nailed it.
in Anchorage,
She's-
downtown, across by the tram track, the railroad station down there in Anchorage.
Yeah.
And they are two doctors who decided to start this testing, and so they take samples from all of the dispensaries, all the growers around town, and they run them through, and they'll tell you how many residual solvents you have if you're like a concentrate like us, or just the terpenes and the density and the moisture and
Yeah.
everything in the buds, and how many THC.
Yeah, it's crazy how much testing happens
It is,
nowadays.
so that's how we can determine if
People
or not
don't
a
think that
strain's
there's
legit.
enough.
But names, I mean, that's a fool's game.
So
Good luck.
the names all stem from a lot of the time original strains. We looked it up. Like OG Kush comes from Hindu Kush, and that's a landrace from India.
Kush, Afghanistan mountains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. All those mountains, I'm sure there were Sherpas that brought weed to and from like Pakistan and India.
And as we have discussed in past episodes, we have found several fossilized evidence of cannabis use 2,500 to 8,000 years ago in rituals and burial ceremonies and things like that.
So, and people.
Well, God did invent it for a reason.
Smart.
He created it for a reason.
And it is mentioned in the Torah. It is mentioned in Zoroastrianism.
Find it in the Bible, and I will say, wow.
There is a church in California that bases it on Christianity, and they have a 420 church because in the Bible it says there is an herb given by God for the people.
All right, and I got the strain right here. God's Gift is actually a cross of Granddaddy Purple and OG Kush.
God's Gift, Leviticus 42 said.
Yeah, of course. 442-0.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah, it's like an actual. I mean, that's an actual.
Chapter
strain out
4,
there.
verse 20.
Yeah.
Oh, golly.
But so also we what do we want to bring up? So on the terms of legalizing marijuana, how it's actually brought in quite a bit of tax revenue. What's kind of funny is I want to see where that money's going. Like a lot of people want to see where the money's going. There needs to be more transparency in the government. We need to see. If we knew that when I'm paying for weed, it's actually taking care of a homeless problem, and a dude asked me like, "Hey man,
Exactly.
can I have $1?" and I'm like, "No, I'm good. I buy weed, dude." So-
No, but yes, please. The public needs to ask where all the money's going.
always.
They need to hold their government officials accountable.
Speaking of where the money's going, how about when you were governor and we got a PFD of $3,600?
Yeah.
It was?
It was your money
It
anyway.
was 32. It was 32.69, by the way. That's a cool number.
Sarah fought for us to get money. The last 3 years in a row, we've had estimated PFDs of $2,300 to $2,700 that have all been actively legislated against to give you $1,100 to $1,300.
And I have been so disappointed to see that some Republican leaders have been ones to say, let's go ahead and dip into the people's money and spend more, and that's what's happening.
And meanwhile, we'll shut down UAA.
The only thing I want to dip into is a bag of Ruffles. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's another thing. The munchies. It's the reason why, you guys are really enthused about cannabis. I'm not. One of the reasons is, I wouldn't want the munchies. I don't want to eat more than I already eat.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, is it legit? Is it real?
No, it's real.
it's
It's
a real
actually
deal.
it's actually
It's
a
real.
main. It's a
You guys
main.
are like, yeah,
It's a main.
It's real.
Believe
As
it.
I'm taking handfuls of Cheerios.
It's a main reason that I smoke. But and we'll actually get back to that after our break. We got to take a quick break. We're gonna go down the top 5 medicinal reasons, actually just reasons why people get medicinal license.
If you're in a state that's not legal and you need a medicinal card, we're giving you 5 reasons to give your doctor.
Yeah, so stay tuned here on Best Budz, 95.1 FM, 1080 AM, KOAN.
Are there some states where you can't get a doctor's?
Yeah.
Like
some.
Well, there's plenty of...
Oklahoma, I think it's like a 20-year prison sentence.
Oh,
and
wow.
they call it an
Well, no.
or something like that.
Yeah, but you can have a medical card now in Oklahoma.
Can you?
Yeah, medical. That's what I'm saying. Oklahoma, one of the states that I never thought.
Yeah.
The only other state with a red stripe.
What other
else
state
would be?
can't you?
Yeah, what states?
By-
Mississippi,
Texas.
Alabama,
There's a lot of states that still don't have medical.
the Bible Belt.
What if you accidentally had it on you when you traveled there, and if an officer pulled
Whoa,
you?
that's you're like that's
that's a
actually
good
a set.
question.
These are things that we're actually going to talk to our next
This is why
guest about.
like musicians always get arrested in
Yeah.
Florida
of course,
a lot because they're on
yeah.
the tour bus,
Right.
and so they have stuff on
Right.
them, and then they cross in
And all
somewhere.
those athletes that you're always hearing about getting busted when they land.
All it takes is one overzealous officer.
Yeah,
That's what happened to
that's
Phil.
all
He
it
was going
takes.
through TSA. We've
Scary.
never had a problem. We have to deliver our stuff to Juneau and
Mm-hmm.
Nome and all these places that requires a plane. Never had a problem. Then one time Phil got turned away and they called AMCO and all this stuff just because he had an overzealous TSA agent.
Yeah.
Because one guy was taking his job too
You know what's
seriously.
crazy is I've actually been going through the TSA line. You get every single person who smokes weed wants to bring it with them because they're worried that when they get there they're not going to find any or it's going to suck or something. So you find a way to smuggle it. Every experienced weed smoker has a smuggling technique. But nowadays you can kind of just throw it into your carry-on.
Yeah.
And it's,
Really? And
yeah,
you're not scared of doing
not
that?
even. So this is what's cool. It's like two
I'm
out of the last 5 times that I've been going through TSA, the person checking the freaking screens, I've sold weed to them at some point. And I was like, I'm in the clear on this one.
It's
There's
hard.
no
You're
way.
hard pressed to go anywhere with Ben and have him not say to someone working, "Oh, I sold him. I've sold to him."
Yeah,
sold
I
to him."
kind of was. I'm pretty prolific.
And they all
in
know
those
it
things.
because you remember Ben when you meet him. So
Right,
everyone's like,
right.
"Oh my God, Ben!"
Exactly.
Everywhere we go, it's so funny. He's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, very, very
kind of
famous."
a big deal.
Yeah, you kind of a big deal.
You're bigger, so
Yeah.
this is why
Yeah,
I'm.
yeah.
You're big.
Yeah.
Dumb. It's not just an act.
I feel really dumb about the John McCain thing.
Oh
No,
man,
that's
dude,
funny.
it's
I'm
fine.
glad
It's
you
fine.
asked
It's
because
fine. I see. I was like, "Did you ever high five?" I was like, "Oh,
And I was just ready to say,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, all the time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But he could high five a 5-year-old.
You ever
Yeah.
pass
Yeah,
it
he
to
did.
Bob
He would.
Dole?
He could.
You know?
Because he was always
Underhand.
like this kind of.
You're right. I just thought I knew that he was tortured and stuff. I just didn't know that he
You
was
know what?
physically unable to do a high
I
five.
kid you not. I'm thankful for things like that because I love to win on little things
Good.
like that.
You
know?
did. You got me
Yeah.
good.
So
You
yeah,
got the
it's
internet
fine.
good. The internet asked that question and you
I don't know.
freaking sprung back.
Yeah.
Dude, like
Internet
Matt
told you,
Collins.
man.
Matt Collins.
Like
came-
right off
yeah,
the
he
bat,
told me,
right
like,
off the bat, Ben asked you if you've ever smoked, which is like it's sort of
Oh,
a
yeah,
false
I know.
question.
That
Jump
was like,
off, but
okay.
then you handled it so well, so
That's-
it's good.
that's-
We're not.
Yeah,
scared of anything.
Matt Collins. I
Right.
know he can't like twist one of his arms all the way, so that's
Really?
Yeah, he has a tattoo that says "out of service"
Was
because
he
he can
also-
only do it
Wow.
like this. He can't flip it over. He can't do that.
You broke it.
Weird.
No, I think it's just like a tendon.
Was he also in the Hanoi hotel?
Yeah, for 5 years. And, yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think he just has weird bones. or
Hotel
something.
Hanoi.
There's so much about the legalities of this.
We didn't even get to the
Yeah.
Yeah,
candidates.
a lot of tight ropes to walk for us.
Big time.
All right, last segment.
Yeah. What time is it? Oh my God,
It goes
we are
by
so
so
good
fast.
on time right now.
More money, baby. More money.
Nice. We also would like to take some pictures if you'd like. Just
Oh
a
sure,
couple
even
for,
though I look like absolute crap.
you look like
Yes, sure.
fantastic.
Okay,
so
we
don't
will.
even worry.
Big tease.
You're wearing Carhartts. That's what our audience wants to see.
This is me and Chris.
Well,
everybody.
welcome back.
Welcome back to Best Budz.
Ah.
1080 AM, 95.1 FM. Also on KOANFM.com.
Yeah, if you're ever listening elsewhere away from a radio, just go online, KOANFM.com. We also live stream on Facebook and Instagram, so make sure you give us a like and a follow.
Absolutely. We're brought to you as always by Midnight Sun.
Yeah, we always have
Manufacturing.
got fun videos and stuff we post there. So go to our Instagram and our Facebook. and
You'll
check it
you'll
out.
be entertained. It'll
Yeah.
give you a little pick me up throughout the week.
Yeah, you bet. Oh my God. We got our last segment of the afternoon. I guess it's coming up on afternoon.
Let's start the weekly top 5.
Oh, yeah. And we got our top 5 this week is the top 5 medical excuses that people use to get a medical marijuana card in a state where there's no
Do you live in a state
recreational.
with just medicinal marijuana legal? Well, we've got your in right now.
Right
With
now.
Our top 5 things to tell your doctor that you're suffering from to get a prescription for medical marijuana. Here we go.
Sarah, tell us if you have any of these symptoms.
I bet glaucoma is one of them, right? 'Cause
Glaucoma is
that's
number
what-
5.
That's the only one I would have known.
That's the
but yeah.
one.
Psychic. Good
Okay.
word. Yeah, absolutely. Glaucoma. That's a classic.
Yeah.
My eyes are stressing me out,
That's-
man. I need something for my
strange.
eyes. And it
All
really
right.
does. There are strains that help. I call it sour eyes, where it actually kind of massages your ocular, like the muscles, and your nerve endings, and it'll make you feel like, and it makes it so pleasant to stretch your eyes, basically.
Well, you don't
like to
understand
squeeze
that
and stretch.
Your eye is controlled by 100 tiny little muscles.
Yeah.
They're always strained and constantly darting here and there.
Yeah.
So it's nice to give them a relaxing
Yeah, exactly.
vacation every now and then.
Number
Take
4.
it easy. Number 4, back
Take-
pain. Back
I'm-
pain.
But the eyes of my back are hurting,
General
doctor. My back
pain.
eyes.
That's right. That's just a classic, people. It always works. Say you used to work for a moving company. Like
Yeah,
Robin.
I have a large chest.
Number 3,
My back hurts.
arthritis.
Arthritis. That makes sense. Like, hey man, you come into the doctor's office, you're like, I can't
Well-
grip the pen to write down what my problems
And
are. Can I
as
get
we
some
know,
weed?
one of the main medicinal benefits of marijuana is anti-inflammatory.
Yeah,
agents. So
big
it is
time.
anti-inflammation.
Yeah,
all the
and
way
that's
through.
why you see CBD so popular. It has those anti-inflammation properties without getting you
Minus
high.
For
psychoactive.
the animals too.
Yeah.
The vets are.
Big time.
Yes.
Big time.
We
Don't
have mutual family members who have
Yes.
asked me for CBD products.
For their dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, we got.
Is this
That works.
uh-oh.
Number 2, migraines.
No way.
Migraines, absolutely.
That's my number one excuse for not getting into bed at night sometimes, if you know what I'm
Really?
saying. Yeah.
Oh,
I use
not
the old
tonight.
migraine. I
headache.
got a headache.
I love migraines.
I got a headache. Anyway, I'll be playing Rocket League.
No, that works. Cannabis will relieve your tension. And number 1, depression.
Depression,
Oh.
man.
Depression. The
I'm-
sensation that sleep in the nation.
It is. It is so prevalent.
It
yeah,
is.
but if you know that legalizing weed in your state can improve the the suicide rates,
Then
you
that
can lower-
alone takes your depression away.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Like, I'm not joking. Anybody I know that's depressed or something, if you see them high, they're not the same
If you
person.
prescribe
They're
them-
way nicer.
Smoke a half-gram pre-roll and go on a 2K. Go on a 3K run. Go on
Yeah.
a 2-mile jog and see if a little exercise while a little inebriated doesn't lift your spirits a million times.
Peyton, remember you and I used to run this bike path
Yeah.
like 30 feet from this
Sarah
building.
would
I was
kick
making-
my
No.
ass.
No way.
But yeah, absolutely. We used to run all the time, man.
And I don't know if you were smoking. No,
no,
you were a kid.
I
You were a little
I
kid.
definitely wasn't.
Anyway, we'd like
I
to.
still don't run.
Anyway, we'd really like to throw another thank you to Sarah for coming into the studio. I feel like we've had a lot of fun here.
Yeah, you guys, I so respect you. I love it that you love freedom, and so do I. And if you love freedom, by the way, think
That's
of that. But look,
Absolutely.
I respect you guys so much, and I trust that you can respect me despite different levels of enthusiasm for cannabis. Because
Yeah.
when you talk about honey banana, I'm thinking honey banana bread. I want that. And when you're talking about like ice frosted cookies or something, I'm like, yeah, I want some cookies.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's what I go for.
That's exactly what it's designed for. So,
All right,
You're
everybody.
you know, and that's
Hey,
why we
you're
do
awesome,
it.
Sarah.
That's
Thank
why
you
we
so
do
much.
it on the Freedom Radio Station
Okay.
here, KOAN 1080 AM 95.1 FM. Make sure you tune in next week. We got more fun guests. We got more fun radio. So thank you guys for tuning in to Best Buds.
You're so
Nice.
good. Real high five.
Yeah.
Here, high five right here.
Heck yeah.
Look at my arms raised. Oh god, I'm gonna fry for that one.